We're in a neo-Marxist world, and it will get only worse if Carney's in. As you can see this, he wants to control the truth, he wants to control the message.
Media is just inside the door here on the right-hand side.
No, incorrect. You folks are not invited to this event.
Keep moving. When you stop, you're going to get arrested.
Freedom of the press. I've been a public figure in Canada, been a public figure in the UK. I know you got to answer tough questions, and you guys, you ask tough questions, and that's fair.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Kitchener, Ontario. And folks, I'm standing outside Bingham's Conference Centre. This is the site of a Mark Carney rally. We decided we would drop by, see what kind of reception we'd get. And it began incredibly well. An elderly gentleman in a red windbreaker, looks like he was part of the Carney team. In fact, I'm pretty sure of it. He told us to come in. He let us cut the lineup with other journalists because there's a media registration booth. I couldn't believe it either, folks, but here's the evidence. While it started out well, kind of very quickly turned into a Yoko Ono concert, is something that gets horrid very quickly. Check it out.
Media, come in here.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're welcome. Okay, then.
Media is just inside the door here on the right-hand
great.
side.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
Stay warm, eh?
We'll try.
Okay. How you doing?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Which outlet are you with?
Oh, Rebel News.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry, guys. So you're actually not invited in this
Oh,
event, sir.
actually, don't touch me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The gentleman in the red jacket actually intercepted us and told us to come in here to register for media.
No, incorrect. You folks are not invited to this event.
Lincoln, did we catch that on film? Yeah, so
Yeah.
okay,
that's right.
No, you're starting to lie like Mr. Carney himself. So who are you, anyways? Okay.
These two gentlemen here are not invited.
Sorry, guys.
We need to get them in.
private event.
Yeah, we were invited in by
that's-
one of them.
That's
no,
okay.
no.
Somebody
don't-
made a mistake.
There's
No,
a guest
don't-
list to get into the building, sir.
I'm media.
Okay, but there's a guest list to get into the
I'm
building.
not a guest.
Right, you're not a guest, which is
So-
why you can't be here.
All right, so who are you exactly?
We're security for the venue.
Oh, okay. Can I see your security license?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm not Clark Kent. I can't read it through your pocket, sir. You're gonna have to show it to me.
Sure, absolutely. We'll get those out for you. But you are going to be leaving today. Just
Not
so we're
until I
clear.
see those. Or what? You're gonna rough me up?
Well, no, you're going
There's my
to be asked to
security
leave.
license.
Okay.
Same
Thank
as
you.
what's on my shirt.
Appreciate it.
You got mine in here somewhere.
And if you want to see the interaction we had with the usher, he actually intercepted us, telling us to come in here.
So the folks that are running the event have asked you to leave.
Okay.
So now it's time to
Who
leave, 'cause
who
you're
is that?
trespassing.
Who are the folks?
The client that has rented the venue.
And that would be.
So that would be the Liberal Party that is running
okay.
this venue.
Okay, but no name, right?
No.
Why was Mark Carney such an outspoken advocate for press freedom last
so
year?
now we're going to ask you to
Oh,
leave.
but you didn't show me your.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't show you that.
Okay,
And he's a manager, so technically
you
it doesn't
you are
have to, but he
breaking.
does have to.
Oh, really? Is
There's
that?
his- there's his
You can
license
make a
number.
complaint.
Yeah,
You can
that's
make a
something on
complaint
a
to the
shirt.
ministry.
Yeah.
But we are going to ask you to leave.
Okay, I'm going to
So-
go, but you are breaking the law
Yeah,
right now because
thank
you
you.
didn't show me
I
your
appreciate
license.
that. Yeah, but you're
you
leaving.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is Mark Carney's Canada, and we are being. Please get your hand off me. I am. Okay. And we're being frog marched out by, even though we were invited in. So it's business as usual. You remember, folks, Mark Carney, and Davos no less, last year, was an outspoken advocate for press freedom. And now, all of a sudden, he is not. So anyways, we'll just do streeters with people and see what...
Over here for a minute.
Get your hands off of me.
Just hang on
Get
over
your
here.
hand... I am...
Selling any
Get,
Trump swag today there,
Pardon
buddy?
me?
Selling any Trump swag on your stupid website, you traitor?
we're a traitor. What makes you say that, sir?
Well, on your website, you're selling pro.
Okay, you've been asked to leave, so you can't be on the
You're gonna leave
property
the
at all.
property.
We
Right off
left the
property.
building.
No,
Yeah, you're
this
gonna
is
leave
still
the
a
property.
property.
You still haven't shown me your
got that.
license.
You're
which-
correct. That is
Officer,
correct.
this man has
Yeah,
not
he's
shown
not
me
gonna
his
do anything.
security license.
The police are not going to
The
get...
Waterloo Region's coming down here in a moment.
Oh, you're RNCMP?
Yeah.
Okay, then is Greg Duchamel here, sir?
I'm I have no idea who's here.
Oh, okay. Then.
Right,
How
all
about
I
yourself?
know
Does
is
Greg
what-
Duchamel, the man who falsely arrested and assaulted me last year, is he here?
I have no idea.
You don't know who he is?
I know the name, but I
Okay,
don't
then.
know if he's here.
Why is he not confined to a desk job after his behavior?
We're done. We're done.
Okay, we're done.
You're going to get arrested if you don't
You
leave
know.
the property. You're going to get arrested if you don't leave the property.
All right.
You've
Well,
been
we
asked to
don't
leave
we
the
don't want that.
property.
You still
gonna-
haven't shown me your
You
license.
got it. You're bang on. You're 3
And
for
officer,
3.
you have no problem with him breaking the law
Yeah.
by him not showing me his
It's
security
actually not
license.
for him to enforce.
Pardon me?
He's an agent of the property.
Yeah, I don't know that until he shows me the license officer.
Anyhow,
You've seen
Yeah.
my license.
Yeah, I haven't
We're
seen
all
this
good.
guy.
We're all good.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Find something else to dig into, but it's not going to be that today.
What dig into?
gonna
What are
leave
you
the-
talking about?
I don't know. You're looking for an interview about something,
Yeah.
right? Anyhow, I don't know.
Why does
But
Mr.
you're gonna leave
Carney?
the property. I'm not
Yeah,
getting into
I'm walking.
what Mr.
I'm
Carney.
walking.
Yeah, you're leaving the property.
No, well,
or you're going to get arrested and
that-
charged.
I'm
Same with him.
walking.
Both
I-
of you. Yeah,
what am I
leave.
supposed to do? Do
I don't
Olympic
know.
time running?
If you can,
Huh?
keep
Well-
moving.
Well, I got two
Keep moving.
artificial hips. It's going to be really, really tough.
Okay,
You know.
keep moving. When you stop, you're going to get arrested.
You know what? I think you're a
When
nice
you
guy under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're being
Well,
so
we've been
mean.
hired-
I don't
we've
know
been
why
hired
you're.
to do security here.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you weren't
Yeah.
invited to the event, and you're not on the guest list.
I guess this is indicative of the kind of country we will have under Mark Carney. Really no difference from how blackface deals with the independent media.
These two fellas have been asked to leave.
We are
So
leaving,
they
as you can
go-
see, officer.
As long as they keep moving, it's not an issue. If they stop, they're going to be arrested.
Well, I can't stop. This jabron just told somebody with Waterloo Regional Police that if we stop, right? If we stop moving, we're going to be arrested. Hey, how you doing? Are you here to support Mark Carney?
Exactly.
Why?
Oh, it's a good time.
The Carney attendees like the security guards. But thank you. Hey, folks, are you Mark Carney supporters? Why? Just because I am. Are you a Mark Carney supporter, sir?
Sure, yes, I am.
Why?
He's an economist with a good head and a shoulder.
Oh, okay. Why did Mark Carney move the head office of Brookfield Asset Management to the States?
Moving. We're going to keep moving.
I am moving.
Perfect.
If you have vision problems, I know a good optometrist. I'll give you a card.
Appreciate it.
So, as I understand it, the first meter is the municipality, right?
The property limits.
And no, that's not true. The first meter of land.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, fair enough. Just explaining the rules, you know. Anyways, folks, this is incredible. We're going to stand on the first meter of land. So here we are on the sidewalk. Evidently, we're allowed to be here. Well, for now, who knows what will happen should Mark Carney become prime minister. But you know, it's amazing, isn't it, folks? Because Mark Carney told my beloved boss, Ezra Levent, about 13 or 14 months ago in Davos, no less, he was a big supporter of freedom of the press. This was on the heels of my arrest by Royal Canadian Mounted Henchman Greg Dumichel. But here, check out Carney in his own words.
It was absolutely the wrong thing.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Look, freedom of the press. I've
friends already?
I've been a public figure in Canada. I've been a public figure in the UK. I know you got to answer tough questions, and you guys, you ask tough questions, and that's fair.
What changed in the space of a year and a couple of months? Well, Citizen Carney is now non-elected Prime Minister Carney. Just like blackface, he only has time for mainstream media. He has independent media frog marched out of venues at gunpoint, and sometimes he doesn't even have time for mainstream media as well. He can't handle questions from me, and yet he wants to be the prime minister. He wants to have a mandate. He will be dealing with some very tough hombres all over the world, and yet he's like a little timid pussycat when it comes to members of the independent press. That's astonishing. And by the way, I really had a lot of questions to ask Mr. Carney. What's the deal with that photo? Mr. Carney is rubbing shoulders with Miss Maxwell, basically the recruiter of women for Epstein Island. Why won't Mr. Carney divulge his financial holdings? Is it maybe because he could be in a conflict of interest as Prime Minister, i.e., enacting legislation that will further enrich him. Why has Mr. Carney basically pilfered every policy plank from the Pierre Poilievre conservatives, from axing the carbon tax, well, sort of, to cutting the deficit, cutting the debt, a GST cut for new home buyers, and on it goes. By the way, one noticeable plank he did not copy was revoking Justin Trudeau's odious gun grab. I wonder why. Why does Mr. Carney present himself as an outsider?
You're running as an outsider.
I am an outsider.
He's the ultimate insider. In fact, he's been advising economically Justin Trudeau for the last 5 years. And tell me, folks, has life gotten better or worse for you in just these last 5 years? Why has Mr. Carney welcomed back into the party Sean Fraser? This is a man who Pierre Poilievre described as the worst immigration minister and the worst housing minister in the history of Canada.
He picked the most incompetent immigration minister in Canadian history and put him in charge of housing.
If Mr. Carney's an agent for change, why is the same old, pretty awful talent coming back to the Liberal Party of Canada? You told me off camera, Derek, you were frog marched off the premises almost immediately.
Yeah.
And you said something to me yesterday. This is uncanny. An RCMP officer told you about what your status is in terms of how they look at things. You were called what?
A national security threat.
You were a national security threat.
I'm a national security threat.
Do you even have a criminal record, Derek?
Not one criminal record, nothing.
So let me get this straight. In Justin Trudeau's or Mark Carney's Canada, you, somebody espousing for freedom of speech, speaking out against censorship, embracing your right to demonstrate, you are a national security threat. Meanwhile, our own homegrown Al-Qaeda terrorist, a murderer, Omar Carter, he gets a $10.5 million from the Liberal Party of Canada. Please explain to our viewers how to connect these dots, Derek.
I can't connect these dots. Plus, we have RGC terrorists. We have other terrorists marching around doing whatever they want in Toronto. They had me tagged. So as soon as I parked my car, an undercover cop came and said, "What are you doing?" I said,
"What?"
Yeah. They said, "What are you doing?" That's a gray Toyota over there. That's an undercover cop car. And I said, "Well, I'm going to go down to the event." So I went down to the event. Someone did follow me. I lined up. I went in. I had my QR code, but they knew who I was as soon as I walked in. He has complete control over the mainstream media. This is a police state. This is an absolute police state.
What makes you a supporter, guys?
Smart. He seems so competent in his job.
Because he's the best leader, I think, to deal with the Trump tariffs and the threat to our economy and our sovereignty.
You know, is it all about saving Canadian jobs then?
In part, it's about saving Canadian jobs, but it's also about Canada being a sovereign nation.
Tell me, sir, why is it when Mark Carney was the chair of Brookfield Asset Management, he voted to move the headquarters from Toronto to New York? Hundreds of Canadians lost their jobs over that.
No, hundreds of Canadians did not lose their job over
Well, yes, actually it did, and that was...
That's not. That was an arrangement so that Brookfield could be represented on various stock exchanges in the U.S.
They can't do that with a satellite office?
No, the American stock exchanges are based in the U.S. It's not the TSX, which is here.
Right. But that was a company worth, I believe, almost $1 trillion in assets. That's a big deal.
And providing lots of jobs in Canada, too.
Okay. All right. How about, sir, are you concerned at all? There's been photos circulating of him in the presence of Miss Maxwell, basically the pimp for Epstein Island. Well, sir, have you not seen those pictures?
No. Give me a break.
Oh, do you not believe they're accurate?
This election is about protecting Canada from a very aggressive Trump, and there's no other issue on the table.
No other issue?
We need an adult in the room to provide leadership to this country and protect our sovereignty. You're just a provocative journalist that...
No, I'm just asking questions, sir.
No, you were asking questions, but then you shared more about your opinions before the question was asked.
No, I didn't make an opinion. I asked your friend if he was concerned with Mr. Carney being in the presence of Miss Maxwell, who is tied to Epstein Island.
That's an AI-generated photo.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you know what? If that's true, we'll make a retraction. Go back to Alberta. I was born here. For the brief time you were there, did you get any kind of sense of how many people are actually in attendance?
Yeah, definitely over 1,200. In fact, you see cars still pulling in.
Okay.
I think it's at par or even more than last night at Poilievre's.
But how can they put more than 1,200 in if that's the seating
Well,
capacity?
they're liberals and they're neo-Marxists, and they could basically the head comrade can say whatever he wants. Now, we had recently Thomas Mulcair came out and said, "Do not vote for the NDP."
Didn't exactly say that. He did say it is a two-horse race, and the third and fourth and fifth parties are essentially irrelevant. Yeah.
And then recently we had Miss May come out. She basically said that the left is going to do whatever it takes for the Conservatives not to win. Jagmeet Singh for a kickoff of a campaign, not very robust at all. He used to do several posts a day. He hasn't really launched his campaign. He's not going to have a plane. I actually think, I mentioned this before. Now, whether it's on purpose, whether he's going to tank the NDP or not, but they're going to put a lot of votes into the Liberals. The Liberals are going to assume a lot of the NDP seats. So it's going to be a tough fight. Get out and vote. That's most important. And Poilievre, he has the best message, but it's going to be a fight, and we got to be out there to support him.
Well, folks, I'm really confused. You would think that people who are demonstrating against Mark Carney would be chatty Cathys when it comes to talking about their cause. I don't even know what their cause is. Their sign says arms embargo now. And not only will they not talk to me, but off camera I asked them, an arms embargo against whom? And they won't tell me that either. A lady gave me a pamphlet, Canada Votes, Palestine Matters. Speak up for Palestine. Canada is complicit in genocide and occupation. You know, I think we've seen for 17 months now the whole River to the Sea crowd chanting for genocide, vandalizing Jewish businesses, shooting up Jewish girls' schools. Do you think there is a significant number of Canadians that agree with this messaging? I don't think so. Well, folks, lo and behold, here's some journalists that will not be frog marched out. It is the Liberal Party media bus. It's almost indistinguishable from the Liberal Party bus, but that's where they are. You know, I'm kind of happy all the mainstream media trained seals are in that bus, and it has the Liberal Party logo on it. That's what I call truth in advertising. Well, you know, folks, I got to tell you, one of the reasons I wanted to get into the Mark Carney rally today was just to do a head count. That's going to be impossible, but I did Google the seating capacity for the Bingham's Conference Center, and it's 1,200. 1,200 is a good draw. It certainly beats Jagmeet Singh's 60 poor souls last night in Hamilton, but doesn't come anywhere close to the nearly 5,000 who showed up at the Pierre Poilievre rally, also in Hamilton last night. And I gotta, I guess, make a retraction when it comes to Mark Carney, especially given the events of today. I used to refer to that classic Who line, you know, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Meet the new boss. Oh, same as the old boss. I'm going to retract that and modify it. Meet the new boss, worse, potentially worse than the old boss. And given that the old boss I speak of is Justin Trudeau, wow, what an odious low benchmark indeed. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. You know, the mainstream media, it's really laughable, isn't it? I mean, not only are they getting funded by the Liberal Party of Canada, they're now getting chauffeured around in a big, bright red bus. That ain't our bag, folks. We don't take a single nickel from the Liberals, nor would we accept it if offered. It would be a blatant conflict of interest. That's why we depend on you to crowdfund us to cover our expenses. So please, folks, go to campaign2025.com. That's campaign2025.com. And if you can, kindly make a donation.